Hello everyone, I'm Caroline and I'm all set. I've got my tinsel, I've got some baubles, I've got lots of decorations, lots of different bits and pieces, and we're going to make 3 Christmas crafts today. They're a lot of fun, I really enjoyed making them. But no time for chatting, let's get on with crafting. For this craft, I'm going to take one of these wreath forms. They're just the thin ones, there's no dimension to them, which is perfect, just what I want. And I've got, put those down a second while I show you. I've got this paper. Now, I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I got it in the charity shop for 50p. I think it's possibly from where they package cigarettes. Years ago when I used to see them, they had this like gold paper in, so I think that's what it is. But you can use any paper, you can use ribbon, or you can use fabric. It's just that I got this here, I might as well use it. And I've got a tub full of bits and pieces, which we'll put to one side. We don't need that just yet. Now I'm going to take this really stout wire cutters and cut either side and take one of these sections out, including the 2 little leg things, if you see what I mean. So now this piece comes out. You may need to get somebody with very strong hands. I couldn't actually chop this, so I had to get somebody to cut it for me. So you set that to one side and then get some masking tape. Tear off some masking tape and now you push these ends together. I'll show you there. That's the effect you're going to get. The one's going to be shorter than the other. That's not a problem. And then you want to wrap this very tightly. It's very clattery. Because you don't want that pinging open when you've made your decoration. Like that. And then you do exactly the same with the other side. Oh no, isn't that glamorous? Don't worry, it's going to get better. Now take your paper, fabric, whatever you're using. I'm using this and I'm just going to scrunch it a bit as I move along. Very noisy. Just to give it a little bit of texture, and it'll go around the bends easier. If you've ever accidentally snipped your finger protector, which I have, make sure the hole goes at the back. Otherwise you'll still burn yourself. And now I'm going to wrap this up completely with this paper or your fabric or whatever you're using. Now, because I'm using this paper, I'm scrunching it down a little bit because I need it fairly firm because I'm going to be gluing on to it. If it was a bit too floppy, the things I glue on would hang off. So now I'm going to add some embellishments. I've got lots here. Got my little tub of exciting bits and pieces, Christmas stars and lots of bits of pick, all in golds and creams. Got my ribbon there, and I've got this lot. And I'm not sure which bits I'm going to use. I've got this tree that, as you can see, has already come off another project, and it's got a little bit of a trunk on it as well. Oops, which I just snapped off, so I'll re-glue on. No, I won't. I'm going to keep that off, and I'm going to put that there, I think. To attach this, I'm actually going to poke it through into the wreath. So, some hot glue on the bottom. Push it through the paper. Push it down and hold it till it's set, and then I'm going to bend the top in a little bit because it's bending a bit the wrong way. Oops, there's a bit over there. No, trying to get it straight is very difficult. I do have this Bambi, but I think he's going to be sticking out a little bit too much. It's a shame because he would look lovely, or reindeer, whatever. He's an old vintage one. He's not particularly well made and he's worn, but I just love him. I think he's beautiful. Right, so now we need to stick on some baubles. Don't forget to keep the ends of your baubles, they always come in useful. Take that off. I always end up keeping that off. Woo! I'm making a terrible mess here. Now you're better off taking the ends off with something like this, but for some reason I can't get these on this year. I must have used a different pliers last year. Oh, there we go. We're getting there. If you got glass baubles, don't cut the ends off. Whatever you do, you'll just end up with smashed glass everywhere. So let's put some of these bigger ones in place. A little bit of hot glue. And glue them on. In a pleasing manner. And that doesn't mean that, oh, I don't want to do it wrong. That means whatever pleases you, do. If you like it, that's all that matters. I think I'm going to come up quite a way here. Like that. And while they're settling, I'm going to take the ends off some smaller baubles. And now dot these around. You probably won't need to take the ends off these, and if anything, having the ends on will give you a little bit more to attach to the actual wreath if you're trying to squash them around things, if you see what I mean. Then I'm going to leave the ends on completely on these gold ones because they're smaller and they need all the help they can get to stick in there. And now I'm going to put some stars on. I think I'll pop that one in there. Why not? It's here, so I'll pop it in. Like that. These are polystyrene stars, so I cut out the back. One, because they lie flatter, but two, which is the main reason, is that glue, oh, snap that one, never mind, is that the glue doesn't really work well with glitter. So by doing that, the glue contact there, blob it in, and then pop that in there. Whatever colour you like for this wreath. You can use pinks, reds, blues, whites. Because I had the gold paper, I thought, oh, well, I'll go with gold. And I've got these picks, so these are perfect. And you will find that you've got some little holes in between your baubles that are showing. But that's not a problem because we're going to cover those with our picks. Some hot glue. Not too much, but not too little either. Because, again, they're not guaranteed to stick wherever you put them if you put a tiny bit on. And isn't that looking amazing already? And all different lengths are good because you can pop them in where you don't want, like there, I don't want the star completely covered, but it needed a bit of something, so I popped that in there. And by the tree there, didn't want too much, but just a little bit. By adding bits off your pick of this floofy stuff, it actually makes this look really high-end. Which is always nice when you've got a home decoration you've made yourself and people say, oh, where did you buy that? You say, I made it myself. And they're very impressed. My crafts are usually easy because I'm trying to make things that you can make quickly because not everybody has hours and hours that they can spend making Christmas decorations. And it's not such a long video as well. If I make something very technical, it could take 3 hours. I could chop a lot off, I suppose, or run it at treble time. On the bottom here, I'm going to make some a little bit longer because they've got to come right from the back of the bauble. You still need to be able to see them. Now is the big question, do I put a bow on this or not? Because I love it the way it is. Before you put a bow on, you need to find out how this will hang. So put it on your finger and twist it around until you get your tree standing pretty much straight. So this is where I'm going to need to put my hanger if I want this to balance with the tree straight. So I'm going to mark that with a pen. There. And then I'll put my bow there. I think I will go for a bow. Why not? You know me. Any excuse for a bow. You can stop if you want to at this point. I'm not going to. I'm not going to make a huge thing though. I'll just make something fairly sensible. Well, sensible for me. Make a bow shape. Make sure it's halfway. Pinch it together. I'm going to seal this with a gold glitter pipe cleaner. Wind it around a few times. And I can decide whether to embellish it or whether to just leave the gold glitter there. Dovetail my ends. Now I'm going to bring these two ends up and give them a twist, like that. And then chop them off. And now I've got a hanger already. Blob of hot glue on the back. Find your mark. And pop it on there. Oh, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound. I'm going to stick a star on the back. Oh, that was easier. Just pick the back out rather than try using a knife. It is rather precarious when you use a knife. Pop that on there. And then a few more little bits of this gorgeous pick. It's not enough. Take that one out. Put a bigger one. You want more floofing. More extravagance. Like that. There we are. I'm going to pop one down there as well. Oh, I love that. Right. So that's it. I've got bits of ribbon and things everywhere. This has been a bit of a messy craft with all the glitter going on. But I absolutely love this. And when you think how easy that was, the most difficult thing is deciding what's going where, which is the most fun thing too. Right, let's see what this looks like hanging up. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and why not subscribe, because there are lots more videos coming out and I don't want you to miss any of them. Right, back to crafting. For this craft, I'm taking this old cigar box. It's a bit tatty, but that doesn't matter. I'm going to paint this up. So I've mixed up some white chalk paint with 50% chalk paint, 50% water, because I just want a sort of stainy type effect rather than actually painting it completely. Just think it'll give it a nice aged look. It'll take a while to get all this painted, but fortunately this should dry really quickly. I'm trying putting this over the catch as well. Two reasons. One, I don't have to take my time to go around the catch. And two, I think it might just add another little dimension to it, because it just looks like a standard catch. I want it to look a little bit dated and aged like the box. And the same with the hinges on the back. Straight over the top. I'm going to get a virtually dry wet wipe. Just give it a wipe over to make sure that it's not going to be too thick on anything. While that's drying, I'm going to check out this book of Christmas papers that I've got. See what I think will go best with the theme I'm thinking of. But one thing, it needs to be landscape. That's portrait. That's no good. And that's landscape too. Okay, so is that. We could have an issue here. They're all landscape. Well, isn't that frustrating? Oh well, I think I'll use this. It's going to fit in with just a little bit of edging around the edges, but widthways I need to check it. So I need that to be 5 1/4 inches. Flop it down and chop it off. There we go, look at that. Doesn't that look lovely? Oh no, my tacky glue's been stored up that way. Not good with tacky glue. It takes forever to get back down to the nozzle. So I'll probably cut the video here and get back to you when it's actually coming out. And now stick that in there. Perfect. I'm going to cut this ribbon at 45-degree angle, or what I think is 45-degree angle, which is probably far off. And then hot glue it into the side there. So I've got some bells all jingling. Push it in, and then do the same the other side. Now cut this pipe cleaner to size, about there. Yep, so cut another one exactly the same size for the other side. And glue them into place with some hot glue. You could go all the way around if you've got enough pipe cleaners. This is my last stripy pipe cleaner. I've used such a lot so far doing Christmas crafts. So I can't go across the top, but either side, as you can see, looks equally as nice. Now the next thing to do is lift your lid. Figure out where you want the box to be, about there. And then I'm going to bring, it's difficult to explain, put the ribbon in place until you're happy with it. Ow, don't poke yourself with your hot glue gun. And then put your ribbon into place like that. And then do the same with the other side. Bit of hot glue under there. Poke it into place. Now you snip the ends off. And now your box lid won't keep flopping and you don't have to prop it up at the back with anything. There we go. Now, and I meant to do this before I did that, so we'll do it now. Pop it upside down. And I'm going to put some bells on for feet. I thought, wouldn't that be fun? Now, wad your hot glue and pop the bell just in from the edge. Do that all the way around. And now I've got a few happy things to put in this box. I love this jingly wobbly fairy. So I'm going to put her in. She's tipping forward a bit, isn't she? See if we can do something. There, that's better. Oh, now she's falling backwards. Right. So that's it. I've got, you can see I used this on another craft. Cut some of that fluff off. So a penguin on a gift. And another gift. They were actually to hang on your tree. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to glue that one to the top of that one like that, I think, so they look like a nice little pile. Lots of hot glue because of this fluffy stuff. Hot glue that there. These are supposed to be penguins, but they look a bit like Batman to you. They do to me. Let's put some hot glue in. Got this Christmas tree that I got in the Hobbycraft sale for 50p, and I can put that towards the back there. Little blob of hot glue. I'm going to bring this crazy angel forward a little bit like that. And I've got these snowmen. I think they look cute too, so I'm popping those in there. And then I'm opening up my bag of silver curly pods, they're called. Something else I got from the Hobbycraft sale, which I think is a bit like Hobby Lobby. And then scatter these all around the bottom. And by just using a tiny daub of hot glue, then you can change this up every year. You can change it up every week if you wanted to. And if you decide, oh, I don't know, not suiting my decor, well, just change it up. You can line the bottom with some snow if you like, some false fur stuff. That would be another different effect. Trying to get these in is a little bit fiddly. You could also, if you wanted to, use Epsom salts for this instead, rather than put in something big and chunky like this. I don't think I'd want Epsom salt in something as big as this because I would end up spilling it, making a terrible mess. Now, just to brighten it up, I'm going to add some little baubles all around the place. I think that'll look cute. By no means essential, but you can do it. You can do this with anything you fancy, anything you've got. I'm going to pop in a Christmas star or two. Just because I can. Oh, I think we should put one on top of the tree. And now one of my favourite things to do. Get yourself some glittery pipe cleaners, also furry pipe cleaners. Wrap them around a pen, pull it out, stretch it, and you've got a little springy bit. And then I like to poke these in wherever they'll fit. If you're going to make one of these, you're going to have loads of fun trying to figure out what you're going to put in. Keep fiddling around with it until you're happy. Change it up, change the colour. You can even have an advent box, and every week you change up the decoration. You could put a nativity in here. The possibilities are endless. Right, let's go see what this looks like in its right place. This craft, I'm going to use some baubles. I'm hoping I've got enough, and a polystyrene ball and possibly a tree. I've got an idea. We'll see if it works out. I'm also going to use some ribbon as a hanger, so I'm going to cut off the length of ribbon, and then I'm going to poke this into the ball using my bone folder and pop a little bit of glue in there because I like to make sure it's not going to pop back out when I finish. That won't be funny. Right, now I'm going to start adding these baubles to this ball. Now you can use any size. There are going to be gaps, but that doesn't matter because that's part of the design of this. So take off all your ends, pop them away safely. I think in crafting there's a fine line between becoming a hoarder and just being sensible and keeping things. So just be careful you don't cross that line, otherwise you won't be able to move. It is easily done. Make a little hole into the polystyrene ball with your little sticky out bit on your bauble. Then put some hot glue on there and poke it into the hole and give it an extra push, and it should stay nice and snug for you. After several attempts, I found the best way to do this, and that is to put your bauble where you want it to be and make a bit of a mark, and then put your hot glue on that mark and it'll melt it a little bit, and then you can pop your bauble in like that. You do have to hold it for a while because they do tend to pop off otherwise. You've got to wait until the hot glue is firm. Right, let's try another experiment. Let's try poking a pencil in. Figure out where I want the bauble to go. Put the pencil in. I think that's going to be even better. When you know the one half is completely firm, that the hot glue has cooled, then you can turn it over and start doing the other side, but don't put any pressure on this now. Hold it carefully in your hand when you're doing it, because otherwise, look at that, I've got my pencil glued to my hot gun now. Otherwise the baubles will pop off. The advantage you've got is if the baubles do pop off, you've just got to glue them back on again. It's not the end of the world. one thing you will find is that it takes forever for the hot glue to cool down, because this is a thermally insulated thing, isn't it? A polystyrene ball. So it does keep it warm for a very long time, which means you spend a long time just sat here holding baubles against a polystyrene ball. Now you may be thinking, oh, the gaps are huge, you're never going to cover those. Don't panic. This is like magic. I've got some cotton wool balls. So floof them out a little bit, not too much. You don't want them falling apart, but you want them, oh, look at that one's undone. We'll leave that one. Need them a little bit floofy. And this can be quite fun and therapeutic, as long as you don't mind cotton wool. There are people who can't stand the feel of cotton wool. And if you don't like cotton wool, then you can do this with, get yourself a piece of tinsel and cut yourself off little tiny pieces of tinsel, well, not too tiny, and they will pop in the holes as well. Now you'll need a pencil again. Mine is covered in hot glue now. Just about everything I own is covered in hot glue on my desk here. I get it everywhere. Pop a blob of glue in a hole, like that, and pop your cotton ball in and give it a bit of a push. And do that all the way around. This will do a better job if you use smaller baubles. It's just that I didn't have enough small baubles to do this, so I'm using bigger ones. And you can always improvise like that. Do whatever you need to do, as long as you're happy with it. The only downside with using smaller baubles is if you really like this white effect, which I do, or tinsel effect, if you're putting tinsel in, then you won't be able to get as much in because the holes will be so much smaller. I like having quite a substantial white base behind it. If you're hoping to reuse these baubles and you really don't want lots of glue and cotton wool stuck to them, then you can probably make this stick without putting any glue in. I think it probably would, but I'm just putting the glue in just to be doubly sure. Check all over it. Because I like the look, I'm going to check if there's anywhere I can add a little bit more. So there we have this really sumptuous looking Christmas ball. It's a hanging odd oversized bauble. If you've got a very large tree, imagine a tree full of those. And it really does take a cluster to another level. What about you? Would you add the cotton wool, or would you rather go for smaller baubles with smaller amounts of cotton wool? Or would you use some tinsel? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments. Well, wasn't that fun? I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love playing with Christmas decorations and making new ones and altering old ones. Which one was your favourite? I'm finding that a difficult decision. Let me know in the comments. Which one did you like? And are you going to make any of them? Have they inspired you to give it a try? Don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And we've got so many more other fun projects coming up. I'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget, happy crafting and have fun. Bye.